Women's doubles quarterfinal from Czechia, Anna MATELOVA, and from Slovak Republic, VARADY. And from China, Yingsha and WANG, Manyu.
And there's the reception afforded these two superstars of the world's women's game. Yingsha, we saw in action in singles earlier on. Manyu's been active as well, and now they come together again. A couple that has won so much, but of course they've found themselves with some doughty opposition in recent times, not least from their own country. And they come up against a mixed association pairing here, Barbara VARADY and her partner in this one from the Czech Republic. That's Anna MATELOVA. So, best of 5 as they go at it in a matchup that starts our evening. It's a women's doubles quarterfinal, and it features a pair that actually has beaten the other, but you've got to go some way back, not in WTT action, but there was a meeting some 6 years ago in Doha that was won in straight games by the Chinese pair. Well, a lot has happened in table tennis since then, but you could see from the smiles on the faces of the mixed association pair what being on this huge stage, the biggest of stages in WTT, means to them. Claude Rechelboom is in charge of this one tonight. We'll listen into him and then start to build up to our first match of this session.
One for toss, black or white. Black for you, white for me. Black, you won. You receive this side. Who serve first? Son serve first. MATELOVA receive.
So they've figured out who's doing what, and the mixed association pair still all smiles all the way through the coin toss and the various procedurals that followed that. They really are basking in their moment here in the spotlight. And why not? Because an opportunity to take on two of the greats of the modern game. And this is how they got here. Around a 24 bye, not surprisingly for these two, given their seeding. And then it was an encounter with the Hong Kong, China, Germany mixed pair that saw them win by 3 games to love. Adam Bobro is with us here to start things off this evening. Just as an anecdote, you know plenty about these two. I actually made my way towards the arena and into the arena with these guys' opponents tonight, the Slovak-Czechia pairing. And they were really showing a sense of adventure, excitement, and why not? What an occasion, what a stage for them.
Yeah, I think you know what you're up against at this level of play. Bashka, who recently got married, sorry I couldn't have been there, but her and Hanka have been so good together. So now VARADY, the left-hander with her very spinny backhands, wide angles, also had a bye in the round of 24. And getting through Vasan and Beryan 3-0 in the round of 16. They're in wonderful form. They had to face each other in singles, which was dramatic, and because of all the drama, I mean, they're just such close friends, but Bashka was eliminated 11-9 in the 5th. It was tough times.
Yeah, they've been inseparable, really. You see them absolutely everywhere around this event here. This is what everyone's playing for, of course. There are ranking points up for grabs, a huge chunk of cash as well. But let's have a little look at the schedule and remind you where we are, because we're on our 5th day of action here in Malmo. And we're just beginning to get to the point in various events where we're getting to the business end of things here. So day 5, men's and women's singles round of 16, but we have got as far as a semi-final mixed doubles to come later on. And of course in men's and women's doubles, we're into quarter-final stage. 3 more days after that, and we'll talk you through those when they come.
Time.
That may not surprise anybody. The fan vote hugely in favor of the Chinese pair.
Sun to serve, level. Love 1. 2 love.
All right, we're up and running. Just to clarify, so you're talking about Barbora VARADY when you say Bashka, right?
Correct.
What do we know about the mixed association pairing that they're likely to try and bring to disrupt their highly fancied opponents?
Well, you've got two righties on the Chinese side. I think the inside-out forehand, the wide backhand early on inside the table from Bashka, Barbora VARADY. This is going to be one of their best chances. And they start the point wonderfully here. Deep push to the wide backhand, getting a slightly more predictable shot out of that flower right there.
Plenty of experience, of course. MATELOVA by 2 years, the older of the two at 35. VARADY's 33.
And we saw here again that flick wide to the forehand. Again, she generates a lot of spin, Bashka, with that backhand inside the table. Just about anywhere. Again, she's got a lot of spin. She plays a very aggressive game, but this is one key difference between European strokes and, say, the Asian speed full stroke game. Europeans tend to play with a little bit more spin, elbow closer to the body, but driven behind the table, it's going to be very difficult for the sixth seeds here, so they're going to have to get in early in the serve and receive game.
But for the time being, it's the Chinese pair who are having to do the adjusting. It's been a good start for their opponents.
Yeah, for the European mixed pair here, everything's going perfectly well. They're staying close to the table, getting aggressive as soon as it becomes an open rally, playing parallels, sending the opponents on the chase.
And playing with no fear either. It's been great to see, as I said, you know, smiles on the faces right from the get-go, a sense of adventure. That might just be the best approach here. He just misses. But this is already turning into a highly entertaining affair.
Yeah, we've got the grunts out of Xia. That's always a good sign. Her and Wang Manyu are going to be putting in a lot of effort. Remember, this hasn't been, well, the dream event across all events for China.
6-all.
No, I mean, in terms of singles, we saw Xia earlier on, didn't we, against Hina Hayato, who she really disposed of with minimal fuss.
Yeah, she definitely held her own. Chunyi had quite a tough match with Bruna Takahashi on the other side. In the men's singles draw, I mean, only one still standing. Good read of the side spin coming in, a little bit of strawberry spin to the deep backhand, and Xia with those fast electric type feet is able to step around the corner.
As they begin this service point with the lead.
6-8.
Pretty
And
cool
a little
catch.
reminder of the quality. They could catch. She'd rather have hit it, though.
And tried first, and just happened to be there. Off the leg. Still counts. 6 of the last 8 points for the Chinese pair, the top seeds.
Oh, yes. One step ahead. That move across the table from Xia, decisive.
What a way to finish this point with the power coming in. Everyone in this rally going firepower with placement. Xia on the move is able to still reach out and make the best of that. Nice shallow spin.
9-7.
Hanka here with that heavy spin backhand inside the table. Very shallow bounce, changes the timing, leaves it low for Wang Manyu on the other side.
Oh, 10-7.
Game points, 3 of them for the Chinese pair, who've had to work hard for this. For the second time, it just wasn't there for the hitting. So flummoxed by the Sun Yingsha serve.
This is what half long is all about. It's the shorter side of half long. It tempts the receiver to think it's coming off, and then, well, never does. So a second bounce, and despite trailing for the majority of game number 1, it's the top seeds who cross the finish line first.
对吧？就可以发中位，对，先打平稳嘛，因为这个右手今天他接发球现在这个质量可以，对，就让他先打平了就行啊。
Always under the public gaze, always delivering, or at least almost always delivering. Yingsha and Wang Manyu have taken the first game against their European opponents, who have proved to be tricky opponents for them, at least in the early exchanges.
Second game, MATELOVA to serve, level.
Just forcing her to do what she'd done previously, but this time the step back and reach, not able to find the table from Shasha.
1-all.
You and I have talked over the week a little bit about the advantages of having a right-handed, left-handed combination in doubles. When you're out of each other's way, it favors the forehands a little bit more.
Straight away there, just bookmarking this one as well. It was interesting to see how VARADY coped with Shasha's serve, because it had totally bewildered her teammate towards the end of the last game. But sorry, yeah, back to the combinations.
Well, and I'll address that in a minute as well. Inside the table on the receive, in terms of the combination, we've seen a scramble on the Wang Manyu Yingsha side of the table on many occasions. This is all part of the plan for the European pair. Go to the wide forehand where they can, cause a little bit of obstruction. There it is. And it's not always the first shot necessarily. It's recognizing when someone wants to step around. People often ask, what's the best shot in table tennis? And it really depends on what's coming in, who's on the other side. Context matters.
Oh, and we've seen two examples in very different ways of putting the ball where your opponent can't go.
To find balance here, looking for that elbow of Shasha, but she covers it so well. A power shot looks like nearly perfect placement there, but it's a little bit into the backhand, and Shasha with the shield on the backhand side guides it right back out of reach.
She did so well because she was under fire there, VARADY, but stood firm.
Yeah, good anticipation. Not anticipation in the sense of leaving fast, but simply recognizing where the ball's going and reacting.
4-all.
Or leaving early, rather. In terms of the receive game, Boshka's been wonderful at taking it inside the table in general. Here as a right-handed player, it's going to be a little bit tougher.
5-4.
You can't fault any part of that from the European pair.
They gave a very strong showing in game one. It was the finish line, which is often the greatest challenge for anyone against the top players in the world wearing the Chinese flag. Can you feel it? The scramble to get back in position. It's a constant guessing game. They're mixing it up incredibly well. They've gone out to the wide forehand of Shasha when she's moving back to the backhand. Here, they changed the pattern.
5-6.
What's really fascinating is when you look at the individual pedigree of Shasha and Wang Manyu, number 1 and 2 seeds in the women's singles, they can be a little bit more vulnerable. We saw them beaten in a thrilling women's doubles final in Las Vegas by Wang Yidi and Guaiman.
6-all.
So second towel break here. Different body language between the pairs out here. A lot of conversation as Shasha and Wang Manyu try to engineer a plan.
6-7.
Now this is smart. Again, using the player who just hit the ball as an obstacle. We didn't announce it at the top of show here, but as the timeout is called,
Timeout.
they must alternate shots every shot in doubles, which means as soon as you hit the ball, you need to be out of the way so that your partner can hit the follow-up shot. It makes you a target immediately, but a lot of different options for ways to win points.
So they're self-coaching here, unlike the Chinese pair.
Ne, já jsem zadrbala 2 balony. Kopec. Těžko hrát, ale... Dobrý, ale hrajem, kurva. Dobrý. Ale potom měli dobrý ten servis, lebo oni se v tom ani nezarezali. nedávajú ani nič. Tady banana musím dát lajnu, ale těžký, tady jak dáte. Nie, tak zahraj, ja čakám kríž. Oni chcú furt rozohrať, tak ja neviem začítať teraz spodok, alebo dám len náraz len.
Is the commonality of language Slovakia? Yeah. There's a Czech here and a Slovak, right?
It's a good question.
I'll have to guess at that, I think.
7.
Yeah, that region of the world has moved a lot. There are a lot of languages that are shared amongst this region of the world.
Seven all.
Yep, I think we can all understand that. 7-all. And again, they're pushing their opponents hard, but at this stage of the first game, the Chinese pair just stretched away.
8-7.
Just crazy how quickly she seems to be in position. Not a bad recovery, but good pressure here, Wang Manyu. Under the table, a little bit of side with the topspin. Wang Manyu's got a very strong forehand when she has time to really step around and power into it.
Oh, yeah. Backhand's not bad either.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the backhand heard that and got a little bit jealous and was like, what'd you say?
Yeah, and went out and earned 3 game points.
Challenge me, Holmes.
And there again, when it matters,
Game to
the quality just shines through. 4 points on the bounce. Job done. Thank you very much. Let's go and have a game break.
Recovery right near the edge there, then an awkward ball left low. But on the defense behind the table, the European pair, a lot still to do. They're down 0-2.
然后让他停，然后从下往上甩就来了，没关系。然后他也是，Manyu可以直接发这种飞位啊。然后最主要是接发球里不用太小心，没关系，想摆和手长都行，拧起来都可以。啊，看点人就行。杀他这球真出来以后要看球，不用说完全撤出，先你要想把他撤一半就行。
It's going to be the Troll show again very soon with Brother Malta watching on. The warm-up is intense ahead of an encounter with the Korean qualifier, Cho Dae-sung. This promises to be spectacular. He raised the roof here in the Renaissance Arena last night, and this guy has been raising eyebrows with his brilliant performances all week long here in Sweden. Don't go anywhere. These two are going to be going at it next. And that might be not too far away. Yingsha and Wang Manyu have taken the first 2 games in this best of 5 against their mixed association opponents.
Third game, sun to serve, level. One love.
And they managed to win points from a position in which they looked as if they were stretched.
Yeah, if you were watching the percentages change throughout this point, it really felt like the Chinese pair, as you mentioned, is not in the best of positions. Oh, and again, a save, a stretch. It's just the pressure waiting on the other side of the table. Bashka can make the shot 100 times in a row, but the quality required to end the point with Shasha on the other side. Oh, wow.
Love 3.
They're showing everything here. Tenacity, resilience, and of course the flair.
There's Chen Tianyi in the back, Cho Yi-ke up front, Shasha's personal coach.
But of course, sitting behind the Chinese pair is Marlin. He's got a cool job. He works for some really talented individuals, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't want to pretend that there's no pressure, but he's got a wonderful personality. Always seems to be in a good mood.
Yeah.
You can imagine the stress when you are expected to win time and time again.
One five.
And they just look really dialed in right now, these two. Everything about them is efficient, tidy, sharp.
The physicality there, the legs at work, the wide stance. Shasha leans back for that opening backhand, and Wang Manyu follows up 23 of the last 32 points for the Chinese pair.
Long serve this time.
I love it. It was fast. It had side and top spin right to the corner of the table. That's a really tough serve to receive. You can see the way Sasha had to lean back and play it from the middle.
Teeing off there.
6-2.
In particular, VARADY just wailing on the ball there.
Merciless, so fluid in those shots. I mean, the two before it, she really showed that even from a step behind the table, she can pick the place, put some pressure on.
Now, she needed that one. That time she laces one down the line.
This was not an easy ball, but a parallel untouched on the way back. And after all the caution on the spin, you could feel the memory of the last high ball to Boschka's backhand that she stepped around, and there's a little bit of blush in the cheeks on the Chinese side. Defense, 18 shots. Heavy side spin. Wang Manyu says, okay, it's lob time. Softer, spinnier, and Sasha rips it. Oh, the faces, everybody out there.
Everybody's smiling. The players, the fans. Might even have seen the umpire crack a smile. Never know.
Tough not to in a moment like that. Back in focus mode, though.
Oh, wow, you don't stop that.
8-4.
Or at least you don't get it back.
Still just thinking about the smile of Wang Manyu after that point.
Yeah.
Earlier on, she had played one shot a little bit passively and quickly raised her hand to Sasha to say, my bad, could have done better. This time around, they managed to win the point. Beautiful strawberry.
8-5.
New placements on it, too, this time around. Mixing it up. Her receive game has been very strong. The open rally as well. Oh, beautiful strawberry.
No, it's not your turn.
5-9.
Yeah, just passed on the wide forehand. Again, VARADY with that really strong first forehand, but then Wang Manyu exploiting the wide opening.
That was really nice.
6-9.
Stepped in, flicked the backhand there to just try and stay in this one, but they're 3 down in a must-win.
At the start of this
9-7.
match, there was conversation about the spin from Boschka, from VARADY. And here she's shown it on both wings. Backhand covering the elbow nonetheless, a little bit off balance, still enough pressure to take down the world number ones.
Yeah, she's been really impressive. Oh, but that's just long as she remonstrates with herself because that hands the opposition 3 match points. And on the Sha serve, the job is finally done. And it's done in straight games. And there was a lot of enjoyment there. And you could just see a little look there from player to player. I think they had some fun out there, Adam. We had some fun watching it.
Yeah, I think the small print here, the fine print that someone might not read if they didn't watch it live like we did, was that from the start here, the European pair really put the pressure on, and every game was relatively tight.
Yeah.
They had answers. It wasn't a blowout. Some incredible rallies, but the superior pair in the end by a margin of 4 points every game, Yingsha and Wang Manyu.
And it's great when they're pushed. It's great when they have to dig deep and show just how great they are. And they did that once again. A reminder as they now continue to head in the right direction. Okay, let's have a little look at the draw then. And that sees an encounter here with Kim Na-young and Ryu Ha-na.